Coming up on 10 Eyewitness News Nightcast, families go home after cloud-piercing flames and smoke force them away after a tire fire. The Democrats come to town while the Republican frontrunner gets ready to campaign here tomorrow.
And Tuesday looks like a nice sunny day.
The winner for best game of the night, Knicks and Pistons, and we've got the highlights.
And it's Hollywood's greatest night. Stay with us. 10 Eyewitness News Nightcast is next.
TV 10 is right at home with you.
This is 10 Eyewitness News Nightcast with Dick Wood, Marci Elliott, Joe Sottile, Steve Shapiro with sports, and the 10 Eyewitness News team.
Good evening. Marci Elliott has the night off. 10 families are now being permitted to return to their homes after being evacuated tonight because of toxic fumes from the burning Queens landfill. 10 Eyewitness News reporter, Nightcast reporter Pauline Liu has the latest on the exhaustive efforts to put out the spectacular blaze.
The dense black smoke rising high above this burning Queens landfill could be seen from more than 15 miles away. The hazardous fumes from the burning tires and rubbish posed serious danger to residents living nearby. About 20 people were evacuated to the homes of relatives. Jesse Tabor was among the evacuees.
Queens police officer came to the house and told me to evacuate, would like us to evacuate because of the smoke. And the way the wind was blowing, they weren't sure, you know, which way the wind was going to blow, so they just wanted to get you out of there because of the toxic smoke.
More than 120 firefighters have been battling this blaze for several hours, using water drawn from a nearby creek. Those closest to the fire wear respiratory devices to protect them from the choking fumes. There are thousands of tires fueling this fire. They cover the entire top of this hill.
Tires is one of the hardest things to put out because they're all tangled together and they're a rubber compound and they burn so hot and so smoky. You can only attack it from upwind and really be able to see. You can wear air packs and get right into smoke, but you can't really tell what you're doing.
Eventually, firefighters came up with a new strategy to tackle this stubborn blaze. A foam-like chemical was trucked in and sprayed on the flames. Soon they hope to be able to call it a night. Bright and early tomorrow, they will resume their investigation into what might have caused this fire, the worst that anyone around here can remember. Pauline Liu, 10 Eyewitness News, Queens.
In connection with the fire, Queens police are investigating a report that 2 vehicles were seen at the landfill shortly before that blaze broke out. The New York primary is just about 1 week away tonight, and for the Democrats, next Tuesday's primary is crucial. Candidates like Michael Dukakis once again took to the campaign trail today. Dukakis once again hit New York City hard today, looking for its big Democratic vote. The Massachusetts governor is looking to New York to solidify his presidential campaign. And another Democratic hopeful, Jesse Jackson, did much of the same in New York today, shaking hands, speaking before labor groups, and looking for votes. Jackson and Dukakis are considered the 2 Democratic frontrunners. Tuesday's New York vote is especially important for both campaigns. Area Congressman Sam Stratton tonight announced his support for Senator Albert Gore as the Democratic Party's presidential candidate. Stratton's endorsement comes a day after Governor Cuomo insisted that he would not accept a draft movement. Gore was mixing with local Democrats when word of Stratton's endorsement was announced. Eyewitness News reporter Doug Myers has the story.
The candidate, Albert Gore, arrived as the cocktail hour ended, but took time to shake hands and mingle briefly.
Senator, welcome. We're delighted to have you here. We talked on the phone.
The occasion was the Bethlehem Democrats' annual Jefferson-Jackson dinner. They were quick to assure the senator which Jackson they honored.
It's Andrew Jackson from the state of Tennessee. In case there's any misunderstanding.
Not Jackson. Not Jackson.
Claimed underdog steered clear of attacks on Jesse Jackson and Michael Dukakis, preferring his own pitch to bring the White House back to the middle class. He was quick to acknowledge the surprise support of Congressman Sam Stratton.
He is a fighter in your behalf, and I'm glad he has now made the decision to be a fighter in my behalf in this race for the nomination.
Gore pledged more jobs, economic growth, and social justice, and he asked these people for their help.
With your help, we can have a nominee and a unified party effort that takes us to victory.
He chastised Ronald Reagan and George Bush for dealing arms for hostages and cutting funds from the drug war.
This packed House listened to Albert Gore's speech, his ideas, his goals. But a week away from the primary here in New York, did it draw their vote?
And now, even though the governor has made it very clear that he would not even accept the draft, I know we're free to do what we want. I feel it would be wrong at this time to endorse anyone until after the primary.
Insiders here say look for local Gore support to emerge by next week. How much is uncertain. Doug Myers, 10 Eyewitness News Nightcast.
I'm Bob Lawson in Schenectady. Unlike Gore, who's fighting to keep his candidacy alive, life on the primary trail is pretty easy for Vice President Bush. All his opposition has evaporated, so there was no sense of urgency, no time for reporters' questions, and no traditional campaign trappings as Bush arrived in Schenectady. Only local party dignitaries were on the tarmac at Schenectady County Airport to greet the Vice President, among them County GOP Chairman Vito Caruso.
It just was a low-key as far as the public because it's a secure base here at Schenectady Air Guard Base.
Only a handful of people came to the airport to see the Vice President. Not many more gathered at the Ramada Inn. They caught a glimpse of Bush as he and his wife crossed through the hotel lobby. Such is life when a candidate is assured of a primary victory.
Hey, anybody that's involved in a primary, a presidential primary in particular, is just thrilled to see the opposition evaporate. I'm sure that Mike Dukakis would love to be in his position. Anybody that's a competitor. This is very good for the party to be able to organize and get ready for the fall election.
By 10 o'clock, the Vice President had returned for the night to get a good night's sleep before the centerpiece of his Schenectady appearance. He's the featured speaker at a $100 a plate party fundraiser in the morning. Bob Lawson, 10 Eyewitness News Nightcast, Schenectady.
In Cyprus tonight, the standoff continues around a giant Boeing 747 aircraft. Today, the hijackers of that Kuwait jet killed another hostage, bringing the total kill to 2. The hijackers say they'll continue to kill their hostages until their demands are met. They want the release of 17 suspected terrorists from Kuwaiti jails. So far, the Kuwaiti government has refused to even talk. And the Islamic Jihad, known for many terrorist attacks in the Middle East, upped the ante today on the Kuwait hijacking. The Islamic Jihad today released this new picture of hostage Terry Anderson. Tonight, the terrorist group says it will kill him if police try to storm the Kuwait plane on the ground in Cyprus. Anderson has been a hostage for nearly 2 years. Tonight, military investigators are trying to find out why an Air Force fighter-bomber crashed and exploded. The jet, carrying a 2-man crew, was returning from a low-level training mission when it crashed. The jet exploded on impact, hitting a group of warehouses and starting fires. The 2-man crew safely ejected before the crash, and no one was hurt. And in Florida, a homemade acrobatic biplane crashed in front of 45,000 people. The crowd looked on stunned as the plane, piloted by Ron Cox, crashed during the Sun and Fun fly-in. Cox suffered a cracked vertebrae and some cuts and bruises. He is listed in stable condition at a Florida hospital tonight. Up next, we'll tell you about one movie critic who couldn't make it to the Oscars. He was in court. A woman with a history of drunk driving will be spending 3 to 9 years in prison. Deborah Moquin received that sentence today in Albany in connection with a car accident that killed 15-year-old Kathleen Quinn. Moquin, who will undergo alcoholism counseling, said she was sorry for the pain she caused. The victim's father told us that he is dissatisfied with the sentence.
Well, the sentencing was predicated on a rehabilitation. Whereas, in my opinion, the sentencing should be predicated on the crime committed and its circumstances. I think it puts the cart before the horse.
Moquin's blood alcohol level was double the legal limit when she crossed into the wrong lane on Route 85 last year and struck the Quinn vehicle. Movie critic Rex Reed was not in Hollywood tonight for the Academy Awards, and that's because he had a court appearance right here in Albany. Reed pleaded guilty to tax evasion charges and paid a $2,000 fine. He told us he got bad advice from an accountant who told him that he didn't have to file New York tax returns because he lives in Connecticut. Reed said the state was picking on him.
But $2,000, folks, I mean, what would you do? I said, here, take it. I mean, get off my back. I'm tired of this.
And as he was leaving court, Reed predicted that Cher and Michael Douglas would get the top awards, and the best movie, The Last Emperor. And Rex Reed was more accurate at the movies than his taxes. The Last Empress swept tonight's Oscar ceremonies, winning 9 Oscars, including Best Picture. Other big winners included. Are you ready? Michael Douglas as Best Actor, Best Actress share. More than 1 billion people watched tonight's telecast, the 60th anniversary of the Academy Awards. Great night. Up next, Joe says, don't worry about the cool weather because the temperatures are going up. And later, backstage at the Oscars. And before we go to the weather, did your choice come out the way you wanted, Joe, for the Academy Awards, or not?
I really didn't have any big favorites.
Really?
This year,
Yeah, I was kind of gleeful. I liked Cher very much in The Moonstruck, and she's a dynamic lady.
That was a great movie.
So
great
warm and gracious when she won.
Yep.
Super.
But,
Now, speaking of good things, sir, we're going to get some good weather tomorrow? Or down the old tube? No.
No, tomorrow's going to be real nice after...
temperature getting up there?
Oh, yeah. Temperature's going to warm up a little bit. Yeah, it'll be a nice day today. God, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
People think this is tape, folks. This is live.
This is live. Let's get to it. In fact, the weather staff and I took a nice nap right there. 54 the high, the low 36. 82 the record high in 1945. And this for yesterday. 20 the record low in 1874 before movies. Partly cloudy right now, 43 degrees. Humidity at 69%. The barometer steady, 30.03 inches of mercury. The wind is out of the north at 8 miles per hour. And no precipitation today. Temperatures around the area and the state tonight in the 40s throughout the Capital District. You look to the north in Glens Falls, they're at 36, Burlington 37, and Watertown at 39. It's been clear up there for a while, so a lot of radiational cooling where it has been cloudy, though you can see still in the 40s. And the skies will be clearing before too long. The latest satellite photograph shows that there is clearing just to the north and to the west of the Capital District, this sliding to the south, as a high-pressure ridge will be building in for tomorrow. The high-pressure ridge right now over upper Michigan. On the national satellite photograph, a lot of fun and games down in the southeast today with a lot of rain. This system should be deflected south of our area. We may see some clouds from this, but this high-pressure ridge will be just holding on right through the forecast period. In fact, here's the look at the Tuesday morning weather map. That low-pressure wave still in the southeast, still bringing a lot of wet weather there, but basically sunny skies for our area. It'll hold through tomorrow afternoon as this system again stays to the south, maybe some clouds in southeastern New York, and then this little frontal system will be close enough to generate some clouds into our area by Wednesday with the possibility of some showers from that system later on in the week. Let's check out the early morning forecast here for the Capital District. For tonight, it will be clearing throughout the area. Low here in town, 34 degrees, cooler elsewhere, northeast. For tomorrow, for today, sunny skies with a high temperature reading about 57 degrees. That's not bad. Northeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow night, we're calling for fair skies with a low temperature reading of 34 degrees. And then for, Wednesday, just tomorrow, that is actually, partly sunny skies with a high of 56 degrees. For our friends over in southern Vermont, western Massachusetts, for tonight, partial clearing with a low of 33 degrees. Winds will be out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 55 degrees. The extended outlook looks pretty good. Only some showers on Friday. As you can see, Thursday, cloudy skies, showers on Friday, high temperature readings in the upper 50s both of those days, and a bit cooler on Saturday with a high temperature reading of 54 degrees. And the Academy Awards are always a lot of fun. And I guess tomorrow would win best day for the week or something like that.
Yeah, you know what people don't think of, Joe, is the production that goes into something like that. That is an awesome thing, and they start weeks before. People don't realize that.
You know, it must be crazy in the control room doing the news, but you can imagine what the control room out of the Academy Awards is like.
Sure. All of a sudden, an audio mic goes off, and about 9 people tear their hair out. Kind of like our place once in a while. All right, coming up on 10 Eyewitness News Nightcast, Steve has tonight's sports as the Knicks go for a big win. A vital game for the Knicks, and they did the deed, sir.
Well, it sounds like you just called the game. Yeah, with a radio voice. Yeah, all the other contenders won tonight.
Yeah.
So this is a must game. Only 6 games left on the schedule. But yeah, a huge, if not gigantic, win for the Knicks. beat Detroit in overtime. Let's take a look at the movies. Knicks playing in the home white uniforms at MSG. Patrick Ewing, a little hop jumper. The Knicks led 12 after 3, but Detroit chips away. Down by 1, time running out, Isaiah Thomas. One-on-one, what a move on the baseline, and Detroit is up with 4 seconds left. Ewing made a free throw to tie it, so we go to overtime. In OT, Detroit inside to Dantley. Dantley over Ewing, and the Pistons lead by 1. But Ewing gets the last lap. He had 36 points. Watch this one. Yeah. Knicks win 114-111, still tied for the last playoff spot with Washington because the Bullets beat Atlanta. Hawks in white, a monster dunk coming up by Kevin Willis. Hawks by 1. Time running out. Darrell Walker for Washington. 3, 2, and Washington leads by 1. Just 1 second left. Last chance for Atlanta, but no cigar. Washington wins 86-85. Some more scores. Philadelphia keeps pace, beats Milwaukee and Indiana by 2 over New Jersey. 6 Yankee pitchers are in shell shock tonight. Yankees lost to Toronto 17-9. The game lasted 4 hours and 15 minutes, 3 minutes short of the 9-inning Major League record. Strap in, here we go. Pick it up, 9-7 Toronto, bases loaded. Cecilia Guante hits Tony Fernandez. That makes it 10-7 when the run comes in. Jays get 2 more, 12-7 after 6, and the wagon's still rolling. Kelly Gruber feasted on Yankee pitching. 4 hits, including 2 home runs. This one makes it 13-7. The Yankees came close again. Ricky Henderson went 5 for 5. He drives in Santana right here. This makes it 13-9, but Toronto wins it big, 17-9. Here's some more scores. It was cold at Fenway, although catcher Rich Gedman is out for a month with a broken toe. And Cleveland moves past the Yankees into first place. The Mets had the night off. They open at home tomorrow afternoon against Montreal, while in the National League tonight, we've got Philadelphia at Pittsburgh. Nice, wholesome game of baseball. No score. Barry Bonds tees off on Kevin Gross. Right over the 375 sign. This is a home run. Makes it 2-0 Pittsburgh. We'll pick it up 2-1. Bases jammed. I mean, they're all jellied up from Mike LaValliere. Rips a gap at a right center field. Bonilla, Bream, and R.J. Reynolds all come around to score. Pittsburgh wins the game, the final, 5-1. Here's some more scores from the National League. They had rain in Atlanta, and Chicago 6-1 over St. Louis. Also tonight, Dick, at the Siena basketball banquet. There will be no Siena basketball tournament next year. Instead, Siena will go and try to play in a big tournament against some top 40 teams.
Oh.
We talked about that after the NIT that they played, and they lost to BC when Mike told me that they had planned to do this.
Oh, I see. So that was no accident. I mean, it was...
No. Fully expected.
Can I ask you something? You were talking about something being very wholesome. At the moment you said that, a lovely young lady came up. Did you do that by design, or was that an accident?
No, I just wing the whole show.
Oh, I see.
Whatever comes to mind, it just...
You said wholesome, and a girl walked by. Well, that makes sense. All right, Steve, thank you. Finally tonight, we all watched what and who won awards tonight at the Academy Awards. But the best part takes place backstage after every award. Here's a sampling.
To be acknowledged, to have your work acknowledged in this way is very gratifying.
I think it's really just a recognition for a lot of what one has done. I mean, I always just more or less done what I think is appealing and attractive, interesting, stimulating for me, and the hope that there will be more people that would appreciate it. And in 50% of the cases, to work after a period of time, not necessarily as they come out.
That's a man who likes his privacy, so he probably, that was an effort for him. Okay, that does it for this edition of Eyewitness News tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Make it a good one.
When you see news in the making, call the 10 Eyewitness News line at 462 WTEN.